Tricky Headline News, Part 2. In Part 1 we mock how the local TV news announce a spectacular story, but make you wait until the end of the newscast to hear it. After your supper is cold, you find out it's a trivial story not worth 2 cents. In Part 2 we fight back with more tricky headlines for them to shove up their wazoo. Man shot across Niagara Falls by a cannon. Niagara Falls, New York. Police tested a new water cannon designed for riot control by firing a super high-pressure stream across Niagara Falls at an unfortunate tourist who stood on the other side. The shivering man told reporters they could have at least waited for a warm day. Rat catches cat burglar. Newark, New Jersey. Felix Lightfingers, the infamous pickpocket and cat burglar who looted jewelry from high-rise apartments, was finally caught by a snitch who called police. Judge gives defendant world's longest sentence. Atlanta, Georgia. A sadistic judge in Atlanta sentenced a defendant to writing an encyclopedia in longhand without adding periods. He was not to be released from jail until he completed his sentence. New record for jumping jacks. San Francisco, California. The recording industry reported that the punk rock group, Jumping Jacks, set a new record for constantly changing the name of their group. Previous names included, the Side Straddle Hops, Hip Hop Jacks, Hoppin' and Boppin' Jacks, Rolling Jackstones, Hopscotch Jacks, and several other ridiculous monikers. We're hopeful that sometime in the next century they'll get around to composing their first song, instead of thinking up more stupid names, an industry spokesman said. Lonely caveman flips over pet rock. Austin, Texas. An ancient cave drawing was discovered yesterday that shows a man dressed in animal skins flipping over a rock. Other drawings suggest he lived alone and the rock was his pet. Bearded man mistaken for tumbleweed. Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Police arrested the wrong man Wednesday and released him with an apology. It seems that police mistook a bearded man for Tumbleweed Smith, a notorious bank robber. Kid sails around world on rubber ducky. Sydney, Australia. An 8-year-old Aussie boy was taken on a world cruise with his parents last year. We hoped it would cure his insecurities, his mother said, but he sat on his rubber ducky the entire trip. Hungry farmer eats crow during drought. Omaha, Nebraska. A farmer who predicted rain this year was forced to eat his words when the area suffered the worst drought in 30 years. When the townsfolk laughed at him, he explained, "I know that you believe you understood what you think I said, but I'm not sure you realized that what you heard is not what I meant." The townsfolk scratched their heads in bewilderment and shuffled off. Humpty Dumpty falls off wall without breaking. Marblehead, Massachusetts. A painting of Humpty Dumpty came off the wall without breaking during a starving artist's exhibition. The artist said Humpty didn't exactly fall off the wall. He was knocked off by a vandal. "I expected someone would try to break Humpty Dumpty," he told reporters, "that's why I painted him on sturdy plexiglass." Knight saves damsel in distress. Minneapolis, Minnesota. A chivalrous high school senior named Henry Knight noticed his date was distressed over a pimple, so he gave her a tube of acne cream on the way to the prom. 103-year-old outfielder catches pop fly. Boston, Massachusetts. A retired Red Sox outfielder with a fondness for soda pop finally caught a pesky housefly that hovered over his drink. Luckily, fly swatters still work, he chortled. Archaeologist discovers alien skulls. Roswell, New Mexico. An archaeologist digging in the desert discovered unusual skulls and bones yesterday. A forensic examination revealed they were the skeletal remains of migrants who'd entered the U.S. illegally. Amazing wonder dog jumps over 50 feet. Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. This morning a snot-nosed kid was playing frisbee on the beach with his clever dog. In order to retrieve the frisbee, the mutt took a shortcut by consecutively hopping over the feet of 25 sunbathers. A local reporter was slapped in the face for making this trivial story the headline news. Monster ball terrorizes entire city. Bangor, Maine. A devilish prankster launched a monster-sized round balloon with dangling lights over the city last night. Panic-stricken residents thought it was a UFO and fled. Alligator hunter loses tail. The Everglades, Florida. A man illegally hunting alligators in a fast airboat lost a game warden tailing him through the Everglades. The game warden spoke to reporters while shrugging his shoulders. His airboat was faster than mine, what can I say? What can I do? Some things make you mad. Some things make you blue. Bigfoot seen in Pacific Northwest. Rogue River, Oregon. Today, a logger with an ingrown toenail was seen by an astonished podiatrist. The foot doctor said, "That's the biggest darn foot I've ever seen, and it smells like a sewer. Wash it before you come back here again." Beekeeper stung where it hurts. Omaha, Nebraska. A gullible beekeeper was stung when he sold his car to a total stranger and the check bounced. He told the Bunko squad, "Hey, I'm not dumb." The check said River Bank, and it was signed by P.T. Barnum. How was I supposed to know it was phony? Smart duck saves blind man. Seattle, Washington. A blind man avoided injury today by ducking under the limb of an apple tree. "I know there is a limb there, and I always duck under it during my daily walk," he told reporters. Say, can't you losers think of something more important to write about? Quarterback walks on hands to win Super Bowl. Pueblo, Colorado. The crowds went wild when quarterback Peyton Manning with the Pueblo Mules won the Super Bowl by walking on the hands of players who fell while trying to tackle him. "It was touch and go for a while," Peyton said, "but I zigged and zagged every which way but loose.